Good afternoon. Previous session we learned about the Battle of Plassey, which is held in 1756 between the Sirajuddaulah and the British chief Robert Clive. See, the Battle of Plassey it was became a famous, and because of this, it may change the history of India, because it was one of the turning point for the British East India Company. So why? So the Battle of Plassey, it was the first major victory the company won in India. So this is what politically the first success which was actually politically. So they were defeated successfully the Nawab of Bengal, and they were became a success. So after the defeat at Plassey, Sirajuddaulah was assassinated, unfortunately, and who was helped during this time for the British army. You all of knows that. So one of the commander, Mr. Mir Jafar. See, Mir Jafar actually he was made the Nawab of Bengal by the British East India Company, and the company was still unwilling to take over the responsibility of the administration. So actually, even though they made Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal, so even though the company, the East India Company, so it was still unwilling to take over the responsibility of administration. So they don't want the administration and so on and so things. So the prime objective of East India Company it was expansion of trade. That's all. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನ ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ತಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದ ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸವಲತ್ತುಗಳು ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ನಾಟ್ to admin or administrator any region. See, if this could be done without conquest, so how to expand? So without conquest actually, through the help of local rulers. So with the help of local rulers, so they were willing to grant privileges, then territories need not be taken over direct. Because if the local rulers, if they are going to grant some of the privileges to the East India Company, and then territories need not be taken over directly. So ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಏನಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಬೇಕು? ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ತಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನ ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ಡ್. Then afterwards, very soon, the company discovered that this was rather difficult, because sometimes the local rulers, so they were not supporting sometimes, even though those were appointed as a perfect Nawabs. ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್, who are controlled by the someone. So those used to call as a puppets. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಕೈಗೊಂಬೆಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ನವಾಬರು ಸಹ ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. See, the puppet Nawabs were not always as helpful as the company wanted them to be. How the East India Company expected the help, the concessions, and in that way, so those even the puppet Nawabs also, they were not done. See, after all, they had to maintain a basic appearance of dignity and even sovereignty if they wanted respect from their subjects, even the puppets also. So this is what the situation which was created in Bengal. See, this is what the situation. Then what could the company do during this time? See, when Mir Jafar protested, the company deposed him. Even actually what happened? So Mir Jafar made the Nawab of Bengal by the company. But when he was became the Nawab of Bengal, so even he was also not cooperated what they were expected in that way. So afterwards what happened? The East India Company so deposed Mir Jafar, and in his place they were installed the another person Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. See, even the Mir Qasim also complied. He was also not actually completely following the company's words. He was also not compliant. Then he in turn was defeated. So then what happened? So he was turned against the company, and it was, I mean, when it was turned against the company, so then during 1764, the famous war, which was called as the Battle of Buxar. So in that war, so he was also actually defeated by the company. So ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಎಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಸೊ ಸಿರಾಜುದ್ದೌಲನನ್ನ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೀರ್ ಜಾಫರನನ್ನ ನವಾಬ್ನನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೀರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ಸೊ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಮೀರ್ ಜಾಫರನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಎಗೇನ್ ಮೀರ್ ಕಾಸಿಂನನ್ನ ನವಾಬ್ನನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವನ್ ದ ಮೀರ್ ಕಾಸಿಂ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಮೀರ್ ಕಾಸಿಂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ನಡುವೆ 1764ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಕ್ಸಾರ್ ಎಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸಾರ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವಾರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀರ್ ಕಾಸಿಂನನ್ನ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಗೇನ್ this is what and the fate. So once again Mir Jafar he was reinstalled by the company as a Nawab of Bengal. So once again ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಮೀರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ನನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ದ ಸೊ ನವಾಬ್ನನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. See here the Nawab had to pay 5 lakh every month. This is not an ordinary amount per month. ಸೊ ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸುಮಾರು 5 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸೊ ನವಾಬ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸಿ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಮನಿ ಟು ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವೈ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ದ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಕಂಪನಿ wanted to maintain more. So expenses, especially the military expenses, wars, and even meet the demands of the trade and even the all other expenses. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ನವಾಬನಿಂದ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆ ಒಂದು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. See, it wanted more territories and more. They were expected more territories because they could get more revenue also. See, by the time, unfortunately, Mir Jafar was died in 1765, and the mood of the company had changed. After the death of Mir Jafar, so the mood of the company it was changed. So having failed to work with puppet Nawabs, so Clive he was declared. So instead of making someone as the Nawab, so here the company mood it was changed completely, and the Clive was declared, we must indeed become Nawabs ourselves. ನಮಗ್ ನಾವೇ ನವಾಬ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. So instead of looking others. So in this situation what happened, when Mir Jafar he was died in 1765, the company completely changed the mood, and having failed to work with the puppet Nawabs, so Clive was declared, we must indeed become Nawabs ourselves. Then finally in 1765, the Mughal emperor, so he was appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಬಂಗಾಳ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದ ದಿವಾನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೊ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಮುಘಲ್ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್, ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್? ಸೊ in 1765, the Mughal emperor, Mughal Chakravarti, so appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal. So now the Diwani allowed the company to use the vast revenue resources of Bengal. So based on that, ಯಾವಾಗ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ಸೊ ವಿಶಾಲವಾದ ಬೆಂಗಾಳದ ಅಥವಾ ಬಂಗಾಳದ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನ ಸೊ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿತು. See, this solved a major problem that the company had earlier faced. When the company got the Diwani rights, when it was declared by the Mughal emperor, when the Mughal emperor appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal, then whatever the problem faced in earliest days, so that was completely solved. See, from the early 18th century, its trade with India had expanded. So during early 18th century, what happened? So the trade was expanded, but it had to buy most of the goods in India with gold and silver imported from it. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇರೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೊ they were trade with gold and silver. So it was imported from Britain. Okay. See, this was because at this time Britain had no goods to sell in India. ಬಹುಶಃ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೋಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ. ಸೊ afterwards what happened? So India, it was became a huge market for European goods. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ early 18th century, ಸೊ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಕಡೆ ಅವ್ರು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು? So they were traded with the gold and silver because during that time Britain had no goods to sell in India. ಯಾವುದೇ ವಸ್ತು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. The outflow of gold from Britain slowed after the Battle of Plassey. ನಂತರ ಏನಾಯಿತು? After the Battle of Plassey, so the flow of the gold from the Britain, so it was slowed. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ ಕದನದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಂಗಾಳದ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ಅದನ್ನ ತಾವೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಮುಘಲ್ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ನಿಂದ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಹರಿದು ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಆ ಒಂದು ಚಿನ್ನ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಸೊ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. And afterwards, so entirely stopped after the assumption of Diwan. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ತೋ, ಸೊ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ದ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ನಿಂದ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಗಾಟ್ ದ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ರೀಸನ್. ಸಿ, now revenues from India could finance company expenses. Whatever they were collected the revenues, so they were able to meet their expenses, I mean the company expenses, and these revenues could be used to purchase whatever they want. So they were used that revenue, collected revenue, to purchase cotton, silk, textiles and so on, so goods in India. So maintain the company troops also, and even meet the cost of building and company fort and offices at Calcutta. See, this is all actually maintained by using the collected revenue. Afterwards, when the Bengal got the Diwani rights of the Bengal by the Mughal emperor. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಆ ಮುಘಲ್ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ ಆತ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಸಿರಾಜುದ್ದೌಲಾ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ವೇ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನಾವು ಊಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಭಾರತದ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಯಾವ ದಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ನೌ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ? ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೂಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್, ಸೊ ಅವರು ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದಾಗಿಂದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ಆಗಿನಿಂದ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಭಾರತವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗೋ ತನಕನೂ ಸಹ how nicely they were utilized the concept of divide and rule policy. No, ಕೊನೆಗೆ idiot British fellows, so they were divided the country, the subcontinent India, into two countries, India and Pak, and then only they are, ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಎರಡು ಭಾಗಗಳಾಗಿ ಭಾರತ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಕ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ see that. Now let us discuss about company officials become Nawabs. Now what happened when the Robert Clive was declared we must indeed become Nawabs ourselves, then afterwards what happened? So the company got the Diwani rights from the Mughal emperor. Now afterwards the company officials become Nawabs. So what did it mean to be Nawabs? Nawab ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳ? It meant of course that the company acquired more power and authority. That means, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನವಾಬ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, so the company acquired more power and authority. More power and authority, but it also meant something else. Each company servant began to have visions of living like Nawabs. So every officials, so not only the Nawaba, so every, those who are the British officials, the company officials, so they were all actually began to have visions of living like Nawabs. So Nawabನ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಆತನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, I mean the lifestyle of the Nawabs. So they were almost all, so they were actually having like that vision to of living like the Nawabs. See, after the Battle of Plassey, the actual Nawabs of Bengal so were forced to give land and vast sums of money as personal gifts to company officials. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳ? ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ ನಂತರ ಸೊ ದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ನವಾಬ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂಗಾಳದ ನವಾಬರಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಅವರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ವರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದ ವಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ, ಯೂಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮನಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೊ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸೊ the actual Nawabs of Bengal, so they were forced to give by the company officials to give land and vast sums of the amount or the money as personal gifts to company officials. So that's what, not to company, to the company officials as a personal gifts, personal gifts. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಉಡುಗೊರೆಗಳನ್ನ, ಯಾವ ಉಡುಗೊರೆ ಅಂದು, ಸೊ ದ ವಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೊ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಸೊ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸೊ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್. So even the Robert Clive himself, so he was amassed a fortune in India. See, he had come to Madras, which is called as now the Chennai, the present Chennai used to called during the time, the ancient name of the Chennai is the, I mean the old name of the Chennai, that is Madras. See, so when he was came from England now in 1743 at the age of 18, so 18-year age ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. When in 1767 he left India, his Indian fortune was worth ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಕ್ಕಳ 401.102 pound. ಒಬ್ಬ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಂತಹ ರಾಬರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೈವ್ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ, ಸೊ he was entered India so in 1743 as a the common soldier in the age of 18. So when he was left India in 1767, within a few years, so ಆತನ ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಗಾಧವಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. See, interestingly, when he was appointed governor of Bengal in 1764, so actually was appointed in 1764 only was appointed as a Bengal of governor. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಕೇವಲ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ 3 years ಗ್ಯಾಪ್. So he was asked to remove corruption in company administration. So actually was instructed by the East India Company heads to abolish the practice of corruption among the company officials. So when he was appointed governor of Bengal in 1764 after the battle of Buxar, so he was asked to remove corruption in company administration, but unfortunately, so he was himself cross-examined in 1772 by the British Parliament. Actually, British Parliament ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೋಗ್ಲಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ತೊಡೆದ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಅಬಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಈವನ್ himself he was cross-examined in 1772 by the British Parliament, ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ which was suspicious of his vast wealth, ಅವನ ಅಗಾಧವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಪತ್ತು. ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮೂಲನೆ ಮಾಡು ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆತನಿಗೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ 1772 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆತನನ್ನೇ ವಿಚಾರಣೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆತನ ಗಳಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಅಗಾಧವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಪತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ದೋ he was acquitted, ಅವನನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, and finally he committed suicide in 1774. So within 2 years, in 1772 actually, he was inquired by, cross-examined by the British Parliament, and he was acquitted also from the Nawab of Bengal or the Governor of Bengal. Ataniye Governor of Bengal anta declare ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ British Parliament. So actually from that place he was acquitted. Then afterwards he committed suicide in 1774. ಸೊ 1774ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ರಾಬರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೈವ್ ಅವರು ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹವೆವರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಸಕ್ಸೀಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮನಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಕ್ಲೈವ್. ಹಂಗಂತೇಳಿ ವೆದರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ worked in that East India Company, whether they were all succeeded in making money like Robert Clive? No. See, many died an early death in India due to diseases and war, and it would not be right to regard all of them as corrupt and dishonest. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊದಲು ಜೀವನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊದಲೇ ಮೆನಿ ದೇವರ್ ಡೈಡ್ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಡೆತ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ due to disease and war. So it would not be right to regard all of them as corrupt and dishonest. Aganteli ellaru dishonest, ellaru honor antena, adu ellaru alla. See, many of them so came from humble backgrounds, and their uppermost desire was to earn enough in India. ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ and return to Britain and lead a comfortable life. So many officials so came from humble backgrounds, and their uppermost desire was, that is about to earn enough in India, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಗಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, and even so they were returned to Britain also and lead a joyful or comfortable life. So those who managed to return with the wealth led flashy lives and flaunted their riches. Flashy lives and flaunted their riches. So they were called nabobs. That means an anglicized version of the Indian word nawab. Another badlu nabob anteli kariತಾರೆ. So they were often seen as upstarts and social climbers in British society, and were ridiculed or made fun in plays and cartoons. Are you getting now? So they were themselves, actually the Nawabs means they were called as a Nabob. That means, so what we called in India the Nawab instead. So they were often seen as upstarts and social climbers in a British society. And even they were ridiculed or made fun in plays and even the cartoons also. See that. So the next class we are going to discuss about company rule, how it was expanded in India. So regarding the company rule, how they were expanded. So we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.